Okay, third time is the charm, as they do say. So, the goal of this video is to chronicle a nice naval Germany game. I'm going to be keeping it mostly historical, except of course for the major divergence of, hey, a very strong surface fleet. Now, as Germany, of course, you can just pump out U-boats left and right, and it works very well into strategies, but by prioritizing a surface fleet, you of course are sacrificing a lot, which will make it more interesting for the defense of Russia and things like that. Because I've got the issue where most of my games I just roll over completely on Russia, even though they've been significantly boosted through the in-game settings. Now the main purpose of the channel, I don't even know if anyone will ever see these videos, but hey, I can, chronicle my previous games and kind of keep them like a video AAR of ye olden days, which I find kind of neat. So, help me remember old, fun games I've played, and also make it interesting for me to keep going. Because a lot of times you get to the point where you're kind of like, I think I've won the game. Just kind of bow out. But this will give me a little more incentive to keep going, because we're doing it for the story and keeping things going there. So, back off those factories. That looks good. I'm going to arrange the Navy now. So the main game plan for this video, or series, with Germany is to follow roughly historical national focus and to have the historical war timings, which will be interesting, of course, and hopefully it'll prove entertaining to you too. So some of the things will definitely have a very roleplay element to them, because power gaming just doesn't quite interest me. Multiplayer, of course, that is the way to go, but this isn't a multiplayer game. This is me versus the AI. And as you know, anyone that plays this game, the AI is far from perfect. It's got some significant issues, hence why I'm playing it cranked to the max. So with the crank to the max, of course, its logistics are going to be super easy, and flat out it is just going to produce absolute boatloads of equipment. Now the AI focuses way too heavily on just mass amounts of infantry. It has almost next to very few armored divisions, which is disappointing, but I can't really fix that, so I'm not going to attempt that. Get that. Also regarding sea line, I may or may not sea line. One of the reasons I do not like sea lining is it has a tendency to end the game way too quickly, because if there's no other major in the faction, when Britain capitulates, of course, you will collect all of their colonies and all the colonies of everybody else in the Allies. Well, as you know from this game, playing it, you're going to get an absolutely boatload of rubber and oil, and as Germany, that will mean it so you literally have no economic bottlenecks, and you have won the game completely from that point. There's just no real point to play and finish it out. So I will, at the same time, if you let a UK build up big time while you're at war with Russia for a whole year, they can be pretty hard to crack. Because most of the time they'll hang back, have a massive air force that would take probably 2 years in game to beat down, and then by the time you're getting ready to go for the US, they have even, just masses of troops set up, so we'll see. That should be a fun game, though. I've got my dearly beloved wife listening in the background, too. Of course, she's waving, but you can't see that because don't have a web camera, nor do I plan on that. Because let's face it, if you don't have a face made for TV, don't show it. Stick with the good voice. So we're going to go through here. We're going to pump out a bunch of dog cards early. Yes, you could do a bunch of civilian factories right off the bat, but I don't like that. To me, that's not very Germany. Germany's, was in the midst of complete rearmament. Now, of course, I've switched up. I'm not building military factories. I'm building dock cards here. But, yeah. It's just less fun. More fun to kind of go mass produce the early stuff as Germany, and then have, be worrying about encroaching tech from your enemies later on. which is a little bit closer to some aspects of the war here. So we've got Ryland nearly coming up. With that war support, we'll see. We might be able to go to war economy with, no, not quite yet. Okay, so, oh wait, nope. 56. There's Goebbels. Yep, we're gonna go Goebbels first. Then after that, it'll be our PPE generation. Okay, let's get them exercising. Get you exercising. Be pumping out some synthetic refineries, basically probably early 39 and just before the war, and then keep them pumping into 40, likely. Gonna need some chromium here in a second. Oh, heck, let's just fill those out. Like I said, we're gonna be making 4 different carriers, so... Gonna miss that timing a little bit. Yeah, oh well. So I might make my historical count a little bit off, but, you know, we're gonna keep going with this video here. Nearly to the good old B. There we go. Get Borman. Okay, let's move these over because I've completed their training. So yeah, you'll see me doing various limitations throughout this game, though, just because, like I said, I know I can beat the AI normally, and some things just feel way too cheesy to me normally. So like Spanish Civil War, for instance, when it kicks off in a little bit here, I'm going to be limiting what I can send to Spain. I'll basically send a Condor Legion, but beyond that, I will not be sending ground troops. Why? Because when you send ground troops, it's just too much experience. It's way too easy. So I'll send some guns through Lend-Lease. And heck, if they allowed you to actually, you know, send aircraft and the AI would use the aircraft, I would do it that way. But they don't, so I'll send some air wings. And consider you can't pump out too many air wings the way I'm going to be playing. That's fine. Now let's face it, if you, want a bunch of broken army experience generation, it's not hard to do. But like I said, it's also less interesting. I breed all the challenge out of the game, that's just no fun. So let's add some artillery here. Okay, a little short. We'll of course be upping our numbers of infantry in the field as things go along. Got enough support equipment. Yep, let's add that. One of the big things too, I like to try to keep my divisions roughly historical, of course. You know, there's only certain things you can do to keep things historical or not. You know, for instance, you know, there would be support companies. You know, major nations this game would be using all support companies possible, but, you know, the way the game works, that's just not possible. Just a little disappointing, but that's how the game works. Train these ships as they pop out. Airwind to move over. Okay, I got the Panther 4. Sometimes I'll research the engine and the armor, just so you don't risk using bonuses on that. I think I'll skip that for now and start going down the naval route. Let's take a quick look at some other things. No. Later. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's just keep the industry going. I also don't like rushing things more than 1 year ahead of time. I know, of course, you can do super strong tanks and things like that, but once again, it gets a little too ahistorical for my feeling. So, as I mentioned, let's just send some guns. We'll do about 800 a month. Okay, let's see how much the backlog is. Backlog's not bad. I'll let that work out. Send. Oop, boop, boop, boop. What I wanted to do. There we go. These are volunteers. As mentioned, we're not doing ground forces. We're only doing air volunteers. To make it a little bit more of a challenge. Send 200, of course. Send the Udet, of course, the best. Try to farm some aces, maybe. Support on. Slow on that. Let's go. Walter Funk. Yep. Okay, we'll speed up our construction time. Of course, you see me not building in Hanover right now because I'll get boosted to 100 in a little bit. Might be better to do it now, but I'll just hold off. Okay. Everyone's trained. Okay, of course I'll be doing the Panzer IVs in a little bit. You know, I just realized that Funk I should have done the war economy. That's okay, I'll do war economy next. Okay, Army Innovations 2. Yep, okay. Production's going okay. Just so you see my organization, of course, I like keeping the untrained or ones in training over to the left, and then move the trained ones off to the right. Just easy organization skills. It's interesting, it's not showing color. Oh, that looks like a nice bug. Hopefully that'll fix itself in a little bit. Otherwise, that's a little curious. Okay, when the hipper's done, need to be making something else. Type bombing. Oh, enough naval experience. Here we go. Integrated designs, naval research speed, ship module, research speed. It's going to do a lot of different things. We're going to go for that. Do you know what? 100 PP, Raider, focusing on the Navy. Now I need war economy first, then I'll get Raider after that. How are we doing on research? Doing A-okay. Be more naval dockyards coming out with dispersed industry. I haven't decided exactly how many naval dockyards I'm going to go up to. I'm currently at 19, but just kind of want a sizable surface fleet to play around with and have fun against the British and Americans and things like that. Did a little bit of micro here with the dockyards to speed things up. You're hurt, go back, repair. Here's our war economy. Ta-da. That's another thing too, I won't be doing total MOB until very late, you know, around the, you know, if there's a Stalingrad situation or not. Why? It's a little fun historical bit. Okay, 4-year plan. Up next. Feels running down a bit. No reason to start buying yet. Better text to buy with later. Should I be designing in the meantime? Could upgrade things, need a lot more. You know what? Let's get a few cannon fodder destroyers. And you'll start training. You're done, so you go with the main fleet. Raider's gonna get his big day here. Of course, it'll be the main admiral I'm using. Because as a chief of army, when I level him up, that will greatly enhance my generation. Okay, finish that. I'm really not liking that graphical bug there. Makes it hard to see where their planes are at. Get there. Turn you on. Of course, my fighter planes will chase around their bombers and shoot them down a bit. I tend to do a little bit of heavy fighters in this game too. I know they're not the most useful, but considering the AI does like trying to bomb you a bit, strategically, they're fun for that. They've got good range. So, we'll be taking advantage of those guys later. Oh, look at that. You're filled up. Let's get you training. You'll be the next ones I send to Germany. But Germany, I definitely mean Spain, not Germany. EXP needs some work there. Of course, eventually they'll run their bombers away to either here or there. So I'll need to follow at that point. A little bit more army experience rolling in. What are we looking at? Yep, let's do that. 4. You know what? Let's do the first materials too. That'll about wrap this up. After those industry techs finish up, I'm gonna be plunking a bunch of hardcore Navy ones. Also need to get my naval advisor. Then, of course, we'll be going for Germania Werft. Yes, it Werfts the Germanias. Okay, nothing else needs training there. They're good. More planes. Let's get these bad boys trained up. Nope, still they're still duking it out. Okay, there's my industry tax. After that, we're going for the autarky. So, national focus is just the basic standard, you know, hey, get your techs going as quick as possible. Get your industry going as fast as possible. No one's going to be shocked by that. So, dockyards up to 24 dockyards, not bad at all. Up. At max, you know what? Let's get a second group of destroyers going right now. Just because they're cheap, someone's an upgrade, get them upgraded a bit, I can switch over real fast. And hey, having a few spam destroyers, you're probably never going to be losing. It's not that bad. If I was interested in laying mines, I'd probably do mine layers. I'm very hesitant to do mines, so I used to lag the game atrociously. I've never actually bothered with the mines myself, but I've heard it lagged atrociously, and honestly, it was something I never risked finding out with firsthand. Okay, a little early on there. Could do heavy fighters, not quite yet. Let's get the naval tech going. Yeah, we're close. Okay, here's carrier 1. Of course, we'll not be making the carrier 1, so I'm going to be rushing immediately to carrier 2s. Yep. Many Werft. So we'll see. Of course, I'll be switching over to military factories in a little bit here. A few more infantry divisions going. Okay, that's not too much. The logistics system, you gotta spread out your troops a little bit, otherwise you'll attrition your nice troops, and of course you do not want that. So got that going. Need to be starting on Panzer IVs in a little bit here. So get the next air doctrine, and actually I should probably take a look at which one we're going to be going for. Branch Independent Spirit is interesting. Luftwaffe was nice and independent, so I may go for that one. Effective programs, dive bomb. Oh yeah, Germany and dive bombing. Yeah, that'll probably be the case. So yeah, I'll probably go Germany and dive bombing there, and yeah, battle. Yeah, okay, so those will be the two. I'll worry about those later though. Generation. Get the air superiority, keep it going. Of course, the thing I should have done off the bat, I just realized, was upgrade my BF-109 to max agility, which I failed to do, but that's okay. We'll do that at the next opportunity. So, definitely produced a lot more older BF-109s than we should have, but hey, I'm rusty. It's shown a little bit. I'm okay with that. You gotta hate when you make little blunders like that, though, but that's what happens when you're doing it live. And not gonna go back and tweak it. Be at how many dockyards here? Another 3 coming down the pipe. I'll put us on like 29. Yeah, let's get a few more on top of that. Now, of course, one of the things by going such completely heavy on the let's get better sonar. Can't go wrong with that. One of the reasons we're going to be needing synthetics so much, of course, is our oil situation. It's going to be absolutely miserable running a surface fleet. But we will deal with that. We're in 2037. We've got a while till the Anschluss historically will kick off. So, we'll get the Hanover dockyard set up. Like I said, we're going to go hard on the Navy here at the expense of our Army, but that should be more than enough for us to still conquer Poland, France, and then analyze if we're going for that sea line or not on Britain. Maybe little short artillery pieces there, that's fine. Need some support companies. We're going to need anti-air also, of course, in the divisions. Of course, they bounced back as the AI loves doing, which everyone really loves. One, teleporting planes, and two, AI bouncing back and forth their planes. And they just bounced again. We'll hunt them again. And we'll keep the shenanigans going for a little bit. If it gets to be too much and this isn't going, I will... You know what? Screw it. I'll let you be there for a bit. You know what? You've actually got some mission training. And not really. We're going to put you back, and guess what? I'm going to get those nice bombers in. We'll let them level up instead. So then I can have the British shoot to pieces if I do my battle of Britain. Okay, go. Definitely playing a lot sloppier than I normally do regarding things, but I am streaming. I'm trying to keep this moving fast, because although people may like seeing the full thing, and I think, you know, I definitely like that. Yep, we're going to be on dockyard spots. Okay. So, do the other 4. Of course, we will save those 4 for when the upgrade happens. Gur works online. Theorist, yep. Air yet? No. Yeah, let's get Raider going for that extra PP. Army or naval experience is going to be so crucial. One of the things you'll notice is that my arm experience, of course, is going to be less than usual. And I say usual, but less than a standard Germany game, just because of those differences. Time to research 15 days. You know what? We're going to hold this back, and that'll put that one into the second one. Oh. Well, the bomber's there. We need to get moved over. Just barely getting any experience. I'll say hopefully I can still farm enough out of this for the BF 109 upgrade, but we'll see. Because this German just being able to make a bunch of nice BF 109s right off the bat is huge versus the AI. Because Britain's not going to get that same kind of area XP you are right now. So it's a big thing to take advantage of. Still have 300 days out, a little bit far. Hold off on that. You know, let's do the depth charges. Oh, nope, there was that. Wait a second, which one was I holding back? This one, so you'll go on the carrier. It would be kind of fun to do the super heavy battleship, or not. We're gonna do depth charge thrower, because we're gonna make pimped out destroyers in a little bit. Then, after that, you know what? Let's get some Panzer IVs, and is there anything for me to upgrade with them yet? No, still the basic radios. I should probably get that upgraded ASAP. Design cost 20. I'll hold off for now. Actually, that first factory's gonna be coming online in a little bit. Yeah, there's the radio too. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be making basic version Panzer IVs for a while. So, of course, we want the Panzer IVs because, you know, we'll check up on things, but the reality is I know the AI just does not prioritize tanks heavily, so put a machine gun on you. A little defense, a little soft attack, nice and historical. The other option, you know what, extra ammo storage, let's get that reliability down. Keep it also. And speed 6.6. And let's kick your speed up a little bit. 7.8, you know what? It's good enough. Keep the rest the same. Armor. I'll keep the suspension the same. Okay. There's our Panzer IV Os A. Got 5 factories on it. I'll get going. Need to keep pumping some infantry divisions. So back it up. Yeah, let's do some better float planes. Probably won't be making some battleships for kicks and grins. And still waiting on some things to finish up, so we'll just make a few more destroyers for now. And we need to be training that Navy, of course, at all times. Costs a lot of oil. Worth it just for the experience gain. Get that there. No. Getting a little low. And let's get a little oil from Romania. Not a whole lot. Fuel conversion's not the greatest, so we're not going to fill up the metaphorical tanks right yet. We'll keep that for later, but getting a little low on oil, so we'll just do it so I don't forget about that later. Be ramping up artillery too in a little bit. See what our army count is. 461. Of course, need 550 for Anschluss. 500. Okay, that'll be fine. Okay, bomber right there. Can we send 300 planes? No, we can't. Yes, of course, I know I could send a much smaller air wing there also, but don't feel like that. We'll keep it limited as it is. Hopefully we can get to that 175 air experience, though, for the BF-109s. Like I said, as I nearly spend it, that would have been great. As I mentioned, the BF-109s will be great, because we're just going to go max agility on them. Okay. Good luck, Japan. You will need it against China. Actually, no, I didn't buff China, so this should be okay. I could do that, but having Japan just relegated to its home isles would be very sad. So let's take a quick look. Doing air, no. There's, of course, will happen at some point, just before I need that. So let's get some more army experience, because we are, well, let's get the air experience. Yeah, let's get the air experience. Just want to make sure I can get those BF-109s upgraded as quick as I can. I'm not producing that many right now. These all could be upgraded planes, and they are not. Which makes me slightly sad. Okay, Naval's looking good for now. Industry's getting close to the point where we'll upgrade it. Falling way behind. Yeah, let's get the radio going. So one of the interesting things you saw there is even though the basic radio, good old Panzer IV still has it on them. So, not quite sure why that's the case, but that's how they made the game, so that's how that works. And here's the proof. Here's the Panzer IV right there. One of the reasons I didn't go for the Panzer III, of course, you got the double tungsten. And the other reason is you just got, just a boatload of heart attack, which basically just not going to need in the early war. So even if I do come across a heavy tank division, it'll just get obliterated with CAS. Support missions. Okay, there's the 1936 carrier. So it's time to pimp it out and get a bunch of these guys into production. Don't tell me I'm going to be short. Of course I am. So, radar can wait. Need the gun. Okay, so I need 5 more naval experience. So of course I should have picked up the second German naval advisor instead of the air advisor, Gorin, but that happened. let's do smoke generators, why not? Get artillery going now. Small infantry arms going, just so we're not too backlogged. And then, of course, support companies. Very, very valuable. Shells, and let's do logistics. And I know a lot of support companies actually make your units perform worse in combat, but the reality is I like them, they're historical. And... yeah, no, sorry France, that's not happening, buddy. And you know what? Let's move you to the south. Of course, more bombing missions there. That experience up. I got more Heinkels in there. Okay, there's the 25 that we need for the carriers. So of course, let's design our nice carriers. So I flip between about 3 different wrong screens. And here we are. Stinger. Of course, we can upgrade them with radar later. And just go for masks. Hangar space. There we go. Historical carrier names, of course, which Germany didn't actually build any completed ones. Graf Zeppelin, of course, was the closest. And construction was underway until the thing got salvaged. Pretty sure for steel to make more U-boats. Allocation 30-30, fine. I know there is a bug with carrier fighters. I don't think fighting against land-based fighters, which of course is horribly disappointing, but once again, how it works, I can't fix that. We're gonna need boatloads of chromium here. Yeah, we'll just keep it for now. Next ships will be finishing off. Quick enough. Okay, you're good. You get moved over. Next 100. Let's get you training. Nearly to that magical 175 for the air. Okay, let's take a quick look. Still making the Panzer IIs just because they're so cheap and you can flesh out a good chunk of divisions with them. That's good. You know what? We need anti-air going here. And we're gonna need trains going, actually. Shoot. Let's go. 3 factories on trains. I think that's probably gonna be more than enough. But I don't want... I can't tell you how many times I've had a game going where I just completely forget about trains, and then the logistics do kind of suck, because Germany... probably the most historical thing, but not interested in throwing the game quite yet. So... get the artillery count up, just mass enough infantry divisions we need. Yeah, it's close enough. Panzer Division's Chief of Army, Chief of Navy, yep, for the Navy. Good there. Max range, probably worth it. What's my other naval choice? Anti-submarine. Naval AA. It's 9. Interesting. I'm gonna go with Gunther just for that range, though. Germany range is pretty limited. Of course, I missed the 175 mark, so let's get the BF-109 upgraded. And we go BF-109. Small production hit, easily worth it, far better planes. Okay. October. No, still too early for Anschluss, I need one more focus. So that's West Wall. Extra slot, Hutt-Leifel. Gonna be close to working on those. No, not touching that. We'll need military police, of course, or Germany. Parachutes, yeah, parachute just are real hard because you can't stick with heavy artillery and things like that. It's just hard, you know, because I'm going to be pretty limited on army experience. I don't think I'm going to mess with those. You know what? Just text the right move or get closer to artillery. Probably only like... Yeah, that just makes the most sense. So of course I'll need, you know, carrier fighter production well in advance, so when my carriers pop out, I can assign them air wings and actually give them training, rather than just sitting around. Because of course the nice part is you want the air wings trained, because you can get the ship training by itself, but if the fighters on the plane aren't trained, it can be kind of rough. And of course those fighters get killed off pretty stinking easy, but I'll give them what they can. Okay. There's the chromium. Do another one from Japan. That's for kerosene, 1939. Of course, those will be speeding up a little bit with the next tech. And what are we going to work on next? Convoys now, more destroyers, maybe. Yeah, we're not going to build something big like a battleship or even cruisers until we upgrade things. Right now, we're going to be waiting for a bit. So yeah, back to destroyers. 10, still 3 short. Okay, I need 2 sets of destroyers apparently. As soon as I can, the next thing I'll upgrade won't actually be the destroyers. It'll be the light cruisers, because I'll pump a bunch of those. Because you can make light cruisers that absolutely just massacre the enemy's destroyers. As we're going against Britain, they're going to have a boatload of destroyers. Of course, let's take a look at the ledger. And yeah. So of course that was my using out of game knowledge, but you know, even in game we know they've got a lot of destroyers. So of course once you quickly massacre destroyers, you can get past that line into their next ships. Yep, that's okay. Get the AA going. That going. Check to see how many fielded. Yep, more than enough for Anschluss. Okay. Just need to make sure we keep our army growing at a rate just faster than that. Almost up to enough planes for another air wing. Quite yet. Very graded bomber fleet. Of course, we'll be up in the plane count a little bit, but not yet. Trains are good. Should move out these infantry. Of course, when I move them out, it'll be a good test of logistics system. Of course, when everyone's sitting right next to your capital, it's a lot easier to use those trains on them. And still excess trains, great. Should be able to get a 4th. There we go. Yeah, let's get that extra air doctrine. Here's some mission. Spirit of the Academy. Bolt attack. Embrace the future. And fleet of ship. You know what? I think that one really helps populating the stability. But you know what? We're Germany. We're doing... Yeah, Embrace the Future might be probably the best, but screw it. Let's do Bolt Attack. We like attacking. Yeah, Maneuver Warfare will happen later. Of course, we need to get all those doctrines. Regeneration, of course, is being slowed down by MIFO bills. Let's get our Anschluss on. So as they say, der Anschluss, do 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 do. Der Anschluss, do 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 do. Anarchists down, it looks like. Let's take a quick look. Still bombing things. Yes, we are still bombing things. Okay. Industrial concerns. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of tech research here real quick, so let's get that going. Sped up. Maybe should have gone for army experience there, but you know what? It's okay. Yeah, let's die for bomber production, because we basically have no bomber production, so hey, we get the boost for not much sacrifice. It's a good trade. Up to 300. That's done. Do need to start racing down there, but production lines up now. Dispersed industry. And sure enough, there it goes. Here's another key. Make sure you cancel your Lend-Lease, otherwise it will keep going and you'll be a sad panda. Not that I've ever done that before, but definitely have, and of course it wastes a whole lot of equipment. And also I know you can kind of game the game to get you a lot of Lend-Lease in a lot of situations, but I also didn't do that. Okay, take a look. Destroyers. Detached. Oh, you guys repairing there. You can go to the main fleet, fine. Go to the main fleet, fine. You're repairing. You need to go train. Okay, you're looking okay. Japan, let's give you some trade to boost your buddy. Yeah, let's do excavation. We'll need it anyway. Artillery ramping up. Okay, Panzer Division. Oh no, let's take a look at that. Yep, need a boatload more artillery. Shocking. 1, 2, 3, let's go 4, 5, 6 more. Of course the plane count will need to ramp up, so we stay competitive there. Okay, 37 naval experience. Let's take a look at the cruisers situation. Of course, there's no radar for the cruisers, but they do have this sonar, Leipzig class. Okay, rapid guns. Jack of all trades. There's your sonar. So that's the wrong battery. 20. Okay, there we go. Perfectly just enough. Okay, let's get these bad boys in production. And those will take over the destroyers. We'll pop out the remaining destroyers there and put doing these cruisers instead. Pretty expensive cruisers, but they will slaughter enemy destroyers with impunity. And yeah, of course I want to do that a little bit better. Would have swapped out the torpedo, but hey, we'll get the torpedo around. Okay, good. You are not. Okay, next move. Continue down the line. I think it's. Ooh, I think that's a month too early. So yeah, Reichsautobahn, and then I'll go back to that one. So I try to keep the rough historical timing. I know it's not going to be perfect, but military high command. Of course, could do the artillery. Yeah. Later. Point generation. Yeah, I'll work on the Navy later. Let's get the Army point generation going. Of course, Rommel will be the last one to fill that out. So company. This is great. Okay, good there. When are we going to start ramping up? Probably air production. Don't want to lose control of the skies, because of course you'll end up dead doing that. And, oh yeah, let's take care of the cavalry divisions. So wait a second. Take you. Take your guns. And you. Of course, the cavalry will end up being security divisions. You. Convert you into my infantry division. And opinions are relevant. Do your own thing. Law's farm should show up. A lot of divisions coming. Okay. Also putting in more infantry divisions in the field. Pop in some more. Over. Yeah. Oh, probably the biggest thing I forgot. So get those naval bombers going. Yeah, let's get some transports. In this version I'm playing, they fixed the transports, so it's a lot more expensive. Because before, air supply just used to be just completely broken. And while still very good, they have, I think, nerfed the amount of air supply you transfer and greatly increased the fuel cost of doing so, so it's no longer as ridiculous as it was before. Wow, that bomber can still reach. That's impressive. It still reaches with 50% efficiency, okay. Okay. So when Reich's Autobahn pops, we'll switch factories and start making factories in the better provinces. Oh, very cheap. Of course, Rommel is, yeah, very heavy on the command points. By command points, I mean PP points. I realize I just definitely stayed at the wrong thing there. Oh, no, that's not what I want. That's not either. Nope, we're good. Okay. Yeah, worry about loaded rise divisions later. I need to start designing panzer divisions. A little bit. Definitely will need those techs later. Yeah, I need to start moving down there. Done. You get moved over. Hello, French operative. So let's take a quick look at the French. Yeah, can't say too much. Basic infantry, plank count, and call it 750, 800 in the middle. 2K plank count, 2K 2.5, about 1.5. So definitely need to get that going. Of course, short on rubber, no surprise there. Like I said, we're going to get up to about 40 rubber here before we start building synthetic factories and bringing it back down. Artillery's good for now. Yeah, up. Yeah. Those bombers going, we'll keep up increasing the plane count. By that fighter plane count, I mean afterwards. Nope, not investing in Turkey. Story training going on. I mentioned we'll upgrade the destroyers in a little bit. Get hurt, go repair. Lost diverted bomber production. See how we're producing. Okay. Turn you down, turn you down. Getting started. 35, yeah. factories going? Am I gonna be behind if I don't? No. Yep, get German war economy going. Not behind, are we in troops in the field? 720. Okay, so I can force them out and I'd still be fine. Turned up the priority. Artillery is the main bottleneck. So what's projected to fix by 78 days. Definitely take the air experience. Yugoslavia does not mean anything. Not quite doing aircraft yet. Artillery will have to wait. Need that army experience. Because I'm going to be needing to catch up a lot of German doctrines pretty quickly here. Okay. One of the things I probably should be doing is producing some panzer divisions here. You know what? Let's give you some medium tanks. They're not going to upgrade the motorized just yet. Let's see how we do on that count. Do just fine. Oh, you know what? This will probably fix our numbers problem. Easy. Now we're going to have enough army in the field. Yeah, we'll upgrade you later. Very dramatic Soviet music coming in. Behind our artillery. How far behind are you? Light tanks are going to be behind on. Okay, so let's get rid of you. Let's end the light tank production. Just don't need it. Of course I say that. You know what? Now we're going to be using light tank recon, aren't we? Yeah, we are. So we're going to be using light tank recon. So you know what? You get to keep producing little Panzer IIs. Missing anything? Cars? Possibly. Or more aircraft. More aircraft. I want to really start spitting out fighter planes. So, let's get you training. Keep at it there. You are not done. Rangefinder will be good eventually, although I can probably actually, we'll see. That might be the move later. Yes, definitely.
Angetreten.
Weapons now. Actually, yep, there that is. I want to get to artillery too and start pumping that pretty quick. Of course, we'll keep that amount going up because we'll need them for the Focke Wolves to get them upgraded ASAP. Just cannot afford to lose the air war in this game. It's such a pain in the butt to get it back once you start losing it. So, rubber count's still climbing. There's more than enough open blitzes there. We'll only be needing them for the tank divisions in a little bit, but we'll keep them out for now. Military High Command finally now. Metal, let's get the artillery going. Top road shot pack demands Sudetenland land, yes, please. Oh, perfect. 3 more rubber, 3 more rubber. So much rubber I'm trading for here. 32, yeah. Well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. just realized don't have heavy fighters yet. Do want to get some heavy fighters, they are useful. Actually, probably should have been researching heavy fighters, but I'll get that opportunity here pretty quick. This time I like 5 on heavy fighters. Okay, there's the heavy fighters. 177 days, it's a little rough. Should probably get an air advisor just to speed that time up pretty quick here. Military factories spilling over. How much rubber do I have? So I need 5 rubber for that. Okay, we'll add 1 more there and then we'll be done. Other things we need to do. Okay, let's get that in, start fleshing out our divisions here. Yeah, we're very short on AA. 252. 65. How upgraded is your line? Pretty, okay. Let's get that going. Our German division count, army in the field. Oh man, okay, we're getting pretty high. I can actually hold off on crazy divisions. So great clicking. So that'll hold for now. So looking back. Hey. And of course I'm a genius. So those light cruisers, didn't turn them off. That definitely cost me several light cruisers. Got some very mediocre destroyers as a result. But so be it. You go for speed, sometimes you get a little sloppy. Let's get you training. Training. Also you training. That's it for now. I could back off on the oil, but I'll just keep it going in for now, because I will be building some silos and give myself some wiggle room later. Signals Company, great. Final Division, boop. Actually short on support equipment, interesting. How long will that take to correct itself? Oh, like no time. Okay, we're good there. So artillery still behind 223, 268. Those will be fine, actually. Let's back you off, take you back. What do we want to be doing with these next factories? Always up the Panzer IV count. Probably will up the Panzer IV count. That's what makes sense. I'll probably do some scout cars here for suppression. Do that ahead of time. Guns. It's ahead of time. Pack guns. Velocity cannon, basic heavy cannon. Looking through. Ah, yes. Those would be very useful. I need to get those going because over here we are on 38. Yep, you know what? That has to happen. Because here we are on 38. Start with the naval bomber first. It's a little bit more expensive. The next tech that comes up won't go for there. Also, my radar tech is behind, I just realized. That will be a bit hard to catch up. So I need to switch that over. Yeah. We'll be building some radar stations, because they are fun. Okay. Yeah, get you going. The question is, do I do better destroyers or not? I could do better destroyers and make them a lot more expensive and more hardy. Let's just see what that would cost. Torpedo launcher, there's that. There's the fire control leader. I already have it. That's great. You can stay on, but you're definitely close to worthless. Charge. More torpedoes. 17 points. torpedo attack is fantastic. I'm just not sure I'll need them. I'm gonna be pumping out so many cruisers here for a while. I'm gonna hold off on designing them for today. Okay, you can send over to the dock pile. Count to the Doomstack. You start training. Yep, definitely need to progress down that line to make sure I'm not historically behind time on the focuses. Yeah, that experience is going to be barely coming in. 2-1. Yeah, I need to get that army experience up too. Definitely a little behind. Fighters to Bulgaria. Okay, Bulgaria comes to me, apparently gives me a whole bunch of PP. That's quite nice. And let's get that measure speed up those air attacks. Rob will have to happen a little bit later. Good amount there, good amount there. Let's do a separate line here of Panzer Force, just in case I want to switch them to something else later. The reason the Panzer Force is so just stinking good is it's just straight steel. Don't need to trade for tungsten. Don't need to trade for chromium until you upgrade them, which I will not be doing for a significant period of time because the basic ones are just good enough. Okay. Better artillery, probably very good move. Need to start doing synthetics soon. Radar. Radar better at that for tanks. Or synthetics. You know what? I'm gonna have to trade over and start building synthetics here really quick. In fact, should I be doing that now? I should be. So let's get rid of that. Knock you down to 1. We'll let you finish up. Boom, 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 boom. Heavy fighters will happen later. So most of the time I will have heavy fighters ready before the war. Let's back you off. Put those 3 on fighters, yeah.
Angetreten.
I think Rommel has to be my next advisor. Definitely, yeah. Followed by Guderian. I just only need Guderian right before the war. Because, of course, you don't need to spread out your... You do not need to spread out your doctrine purchasing at all. You can just do... Oh, there's my mistake. Let's get that one going ASAP. Thank you, Lower Austria. Anti-roll. Okay, well done. And I'm sure I probably will not build all of those, but let's just get it going. So I don't forget. It's complete. Let's check on, of course, the carrier, the pride of our fleet. Okay, they'll have about 3 months training time at this point, which is not ideal. But actually, I will need a few more factories, because, of course, those carrier planes need to get ready to ship down the carriers. Apparently carriers without carrier planes are not that great. Shocking. Okay, got that one done. A little bit ahead of time. Well. Also, radar. Rhineland. And Rhineland. So I'll worry about the fact my German intelligence sucks later. First Vienna Award. Okay, fate of Czechoslovakia coming right up. And yeah, basically on historical schedule, so looking good. There's that. Two each. I need 4 more factories. Yep, and I need those ASAP. Okay. Okay. That gets me 1, 2, and heck, 3 and 4. Okay, let's get those built. Let's delay the rubber coming online, but I'll deal with that. Heavy fighters will be delayed, and yeah, scout planes. Scout planes are quite useful. Very good stat. Scout that intelligence also will be delayed. So, they're not ideal things, but so be it. Set you up, set you up. Tank duties will be a little short. Probably getting fleshed out, motorized. Yeah, definitely motorized. Mechanized is not happening for a bit. Why do I need it this early? Yep, January. Short. A little higher than I should. It's okay. Once these first synthetics are online, that'll help me reclaim those factories. And also make it so I don't have to sail convoys overseas. Oil production. Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Caliber. Not bad. Tanks can definitely wait. And just make the infantry better. Always a safe bet. Bulgaria, there's your non-aggression pact, because I was definitely going to invade you.
Angetreten.
So I'm looking at, it's got 8 different panzer divisions. More than fine. I should be putting out another panzer division. Oh, definitely. 2 panzer divisions. Definitely 2 panzer divisions. Okay, so gonna begin 10 panzer divisions.
Achtung.
Not bad at all. Move you out. So let's check that army count. Make sure I'm high enough. I'm 1.2 easily. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna build anymore. We're good there. Need to make sure my motorized count's still good. Come on, army experience. Okay, not what I want. Definitely get that urbanization up big time. Yeah. Let's have some fun. Let's use the boss A. Nope, still not wrong time. Definitely get the rubber going. Necessary. Oil, always good. Yeah, let's get the radar going. That's the time I won't be able to catch up. And historical Czechoslovakia. Ah, yes, extra factories. Things I did not count on. You know what? That's where I think my BF-109's from. beside that, I definitely need BF-110s. So that is good. That is set up. Factors will jump onto it. And hey, let's get the better artillery rolling. Hello, Naval by himself is going to jump our points for a third. Okay. Czechoslovakia, of course not. Yep. It's going to be Eastern Claims. MR Pact. Boom. Danziger War. Alright. Probably cut this first episode right on the eve of war. Okay. Okay, interesting. Extra factory. Nice round number 25. Can't go wrong with that. Of course, fell way behind there. It's alright, time to catch it up. It's still well enough pre-war. Easy enough time to catch it up. Okay, let's get you all training. Destroyers completed training, yes. Yeah, first light cruiser, go train. I better upgraded ones. Of course, let's get some extra light cruisers on the line to catch it. Oh god. The carrier's popping out. Yeah, it'll be enough. Of course, I'll have to back off the chromium when that happens. It'll be nice. Reclaim the factory. Ah, yes. Good old garrison. So that's what I want. Yeah, some low oversights just fine. And... oh. Okay, well, we'll do good old horse division for security right now. But I'll definitely be switching those guys up in a little bit. Build out compliance. Okay, let's get that German army training. Someone please let me know if there's a way to select all infantry or all tanks. Because I feel like there must be, but I've not been able to figure out, which is probably a failing on my part. So instead I gotta sit here and click everything individually, which of course is absolutely glorious and not tedious at all. And because it's the internet, yes, that was sarcasm. So, here we keep a-clicking. We'll see if I set up some nice Alpine Jaegers or not. And maybe will and maybe won't. With the points so limited, I've got to focus on getting my doctrines next. So those guys are definitely... Wait a second, you're looking low on supply. Where are you at? Nah, you're fine. Okay, let's get you guys training. Divisions get together. Divisions together. And then one has motorized division. There we go. Okay, tank divisions. Yeah, let's get you exercising. Short on things? No, you're not. Okay, so everyone gets exercising. Let's get some extra army experience. Okay, almost half a point a day, not quite. Closer to 0.4, but... close combat. Just enjoying sufficient communications. Brave commanders. You know what? I think that balls out spirit. Still aggression. Yep, let's stick with that. I will need to worry about that later. Oh, yep, definitely need to be reclaiming that. Another one. Really, yep, Stukas. Shoot, I'm making enough of these, they'll fill up fast enough. Get training. Okay. Look through. All fully trained. Of course, I'm horribly behind on aircraft. 16 floor, okay. You know what? I'm so behind, I don't even think I'm going to train them because I don't want to stomach the losses right now. That means they're actually going to shoot up in combat, but I'll deal with that. Efficiency's still only half. It's a good way to go. It's okay, I don't plan on having the German fleet come out too much. Unless I'm under complete air cover of my own. Or probably not even until France is out. No reason to fight their fleet when half of it's going to get divvied up with the fall of France. Polish claims happening. Higher rubber than I thought. Eastern claims reasserted. Doing great. MR, the timeline here. MR packed. Let's see what I got in memo. Whoa, one whole civilian factory. Alright. Sure, I'll recognize Bulgarian claims. I have the second rubber tech? No, because that'll be the tech I boost, so that'll be a big tech when it happens. Right now, each one's, yeah, 2 rubber before trade influence happens. It's not going to be what, oil? No, tungsten from Japan. I'll just support Japan. What? Sweden, well, Sweden, okay. We'll do it to Norway. I got it from Norway, of course I didn't. Okay. Okay, Japan, not doing well, buddy. Okay. And yes, I can know, I can do things like ship guns to Japan, put an attaché over there, and it would really boost me, but once again, don't like doing that, I think it's too much of a boost. Okay, can start half track production a bit. Do that. Get to better air pretty quick. It's time to do the fighter. Yeah, it's gonna be time to do the fighter. Yep. Time to do better fighters. It's absolutely critical not losing the air war. And through, there's the new one. Turning a new squad down here. Trained a factory from somewhere. I want to put you on something rubber producing because we're trying to get that number down, not up. Just a little behind on artillery. You know what? Scout cars. Eventually we'll want those. You know what? That tank count looks real high. So eventually that's what we want to do. Short on mediums. And there we go. And you know what? We're at a good stopping point.